Execution of Boeing Company's destruction, 5th January, starting in 2024, when Alaskan Airlines, an aircraft Boeing 737 MAX emergency exit door, went out in the air during this time. Emergency should be declared on the ship. Oxygen masks came off, screams everywhere, sounds of roaring engine and strong wind throughout. This is the pilot, and echoed in the cabin between the control tower conversation. Let us tell you that along with the high atmospheric pressure and low oxygen in the air, that's why it happens in the cabin of the ship. Artificial pressure is applied, and obviously, when its door is gone, then the cabin. All pressure of Alaskan Airline leaked currently in Flight 1282. 171 passengers and 6 crew members were present, luckily landed back to Portland. Landed at International Airport, and the door falling from the sky also touched the earth, but did not harm anyone. But the accident became headlines in the news media. Everyone had only one question: why is it so big like Boeing? Ship door of big and reputed company, how can it turn out like this? And especially when the ship is just 2 months old. When investigation was done, it was found that reinstall the emergency exit door was done, and secondly, that the ship 3 nuts and bolts in it before delivery. This investigation report was not filed, created a stir in the entire airline industry. Given, was this the result of Boeing's negligence? Boeing has established itself as an engineering firm. How and why the business model changed from a small one in Boeing 737 MAX in 2018 and 19. Software glitches caused 2 horrific air crashes. How did the reason become one of the videos of FactoPia? Most of the travelers do this without travel by ship because they trust happens on airlines and shipbuilders, being one company with Alaskan Airlines. This accident has strengthened the confidence of Boeing Company. This trust is broken only by this one. It was not an accident that killed Boeing Company. Trust broken on 29 October 2018. Indonesia's Lion Air Flight 610 Sukan takeoff from Hatta International Airport. This is Boeing Company's 737 MAX aircraft. Only 13 minutes had passed since they had just taken off. When the plane started behaving strangely, first its nose is down, and then again the ship goes upwards, and then finally the nose goes down again and the ship sails. It crashes after going to sea. It's total. There were 189 people, not one of whom survived. Only 5 months had passed since this accident. The world saw another similar accident. Ethiopian Airlines Flight 30210, March Ball International Airport, Ethiopia, 2019. Only 6 flights fly to Kenya from plane goes out of control after minutes went and crashed in a nearby village. 157 people left this world in this accident. It was no coincidence that this aircraft, also Boeing Company's 737 MAX, was the same plane model and second crash total in 5 months. 344 precious lost. Investigation. I came to know that both the aircraft, the behavior before the crash was quite strange, and the investigation team had similar. Such a fluid was found in Boeing 737 MAX, due to which both these planes crashed. Before we knew it was flock that Boeing has reached this careless attitude. How did Boeing Company go first with only one? Used to be an engineering company in 1916. William E. Boeing laid the foundation of the company, which earlier only rockets, satellites, and designing of airplanes, and Boeing, used to manufacture in 1969, launched its famous Boeing 747, who was given the title of Queen of the Skies. This model of plane was a new development in air travel. At the time when he brought revolution, it was called that if it's not going, I'm not going. That is, people had so much confidence in Boeing that people travel in no other ship except this one. If you didn't do it, then what happened? Boeing's trust level has fallen to this extent. It is done with Boeing ship in 2024. There is a clear list of accidents that happened. It can be seen that only in January 2024, 5 Boeing planes suffer big and small accidents. Industry experts have come under the wraps of believes Boeing's doomed execution started in 1997 when America and when the Soviet Cold War ended. Time also made a big difference to Boeing's income. Because Boeing was an engineering firm that contract work with American Millie used to do, and obviously after the end of the Cold War after this contract can also be terminated. Given out of fear that there would be a difference in their income, they did not want to crash their aircraft. Manufacturing company McDonnell Douglas $14 billion, about $50 billion today. Buy yourself an airline with money. The only uncrowned king of the industry declared made this the biggest in aviation industry after the merger. Boeing established itself from engineering firm to a business model, changed those whose job was to build the perfect ship. Now he has come to the stock market and is selling his shares to see the profits and losses of holders. Boeing got its compunction McDonnell Douglas alone on the entire aviation industry by purchasing started ruling, but this freedom as more time could not keep up. Boeing could not compete in 2003 European Airlines to give manufacturer a bus entered the field 2010. Boeing's sales got a big blow when a bus owns a 320 neo. Considering the demands of the specific market, its engine was specially designed was made fuel efficient. It uses less, could cover more distance in fuel. In December of the same year, this success of Airbus sold out in a week. She moved the ground from under Boeing's feet. Boeing, which has been in trouble for many years, he was ruling the industry alone. So many orders were not received in the whole year. Next year, in 2011, Boeing launched anew. The plane was launched in the name of 737 MAX. This Airbus will be launched to compete with A320 neo. This move of Boeing was done by the airline, saved my respect in the industry, but this was the same model of ship whose 2018 and 19 terrible crash in real panic. Coming in and taking back market share from Airbus, in the matter of Boeing, there is a huge Boeing made a mistake in launching this new plane. He was in a hurry to do this new extra fuel-efficient engine on board. The issue when introduced was that the engines were big enough, so it should have been complete designing of the ship for this new engine. It would have happened again, but Boeing did not do so. He did it in a hurry. This new and big engine is years old and installed in the aircraft itself, so that the engine weight should be more in the next portion of the plane. Gaia means this new engine has increased the aero of the aircraft. Dynamics changed, center of gravity changed something during the flight. Due to in these conditions, the nose of the 737 MAX should be up. Used to go to fix this thing, Boeing created a new software called Mannering Characteristic Augmentation System, or how can we explain it in simple words? Software detects with the help of a sensor what is the angle of attack of the plane. Angle this sensor whether its nose is up or down. Off attack sensor is called if nose is needed. If it is higher than this software, the ship was lowered by lowering the automatic elevators. The nose itself is placed below the pilot's input. It was a new system which not introduced in earlier models. It used to happen that whenever commercial introduce any new system in airplanes, if it is to be done, then first approvals for it have to take testing and pilot is given training. In this training, it takes a lot of time and money, but because he was in a hurry, he did not know about MCAS. Neither told anything to the airlines, nor to the pilot, nor to the Federal Aviation Administration, which that there is a regulatory body. They thought, when the software automatically straightens the plane, if possible, then pilots or airlines, what needs to be said? This was the point where things started to go wrong, as you learned earlier that MCAS is just a sensor. Angle of attack sensor depends on. Boeing was not aware that if. What will happen if this sensor itself gets damaged? If this sensor gets damaged, or for some reason, so it gave a wrong reading to MCAS, straight plane without pilot input will also suddenly drive the nose, which then controlling is beyond the control of the pilot. Will happen, and something like this Lion Airline Flight 610 and Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302. What happened when the investigation team was sent to Boeing when this carelessness was discovered? Both the planes, federal, including Boeing, to blame for crashes. Aviation Administration, or even FAA, started arranging because this was FAA's job only to investigate things while the matter is hot. It happened all over the world, including America. Boeing 737 MAX Keith 387 aircraft service, and grounded it all together. Gaia. This was a very big news. Its consequences: on one hand, their stock price fell, and they suffered a loss of $20 billion. Court against Boeing for cheating. FAA fine of $2.5 billion for keeping in separately, used to expose Boeing. The biggest role is played by their own employees. There has been mismanagement within the company. News from the technicians working there. Boeing had leaked the same on social media. A video of the factory was leaked in which technicians were asked whether they were Boeing would like to travel on planes on the spot. All the employees present clearly refused. Did it after the release of this video, a wave of fear runs through the airline industry. Factory technicians went to old ships' parts for installation in new ships. Surprised, the ship that washed the world has also been delivered to airlines across all. The airlines had their own Boeing 737 MAX, got inspected, on which it was known. It turned out that the rivets were not placed properly somewhere. If I go somewhere, the old parts are also loose. Many grounds were laid in November 2020 inspection pilot training for 737 MAX and service again after some changes it was given, but the reputation of Boeing was tarnished. It was not even washed yet when another issue arose. One who works at Boeing has become employee, became whistleblower, and he joined Boeing after retirement. Story of Newali Beja leaked on media. Worked at Boeing for 32 years. Wally John Burnett 2010 to 2017 quality was control manager in 2016 before retirement. Burnett said that as senior manager of Boeing scrap installed in hydraulic tube plane, many more such actions were taken by Burnett. Noticed in which old used parts used to be installed in new planes. Barnett made many complaints, but it's Boeing. There was no impact on senior management, but as a result, by degrading it, posted on some small post in 2017 after his retirement. Burnett Occupational Safety and Health complained to the administration, and Boeing. Evidence of all the mismanagement taking place in this case continued for 4 years, but Burnett lost this case. He took this decision, also appealed in the High Court against. The decision is still pending. Apart from this, 2024, when Alaskan Airlines Boeing 737 MAX's door went out in the air. After that, Burnett wrote another letter on Boeing Company. Lawsuit filed in court on 9 March 2024. It was the third appearance of this case, but that day John Burnett could not appear in court. Instead, he was found dead in his car. Yes, before his death, he told my relatives that if I die, if it happens, it will not be suicide. Police said told that John shot himself, but because of his death, a load of big name is associated with him. That is why the police investigated his death. But now doing detailed investigation, because John Burnett is no more. Boeing about what will happen to the case against. Nothing can be said at the moment, but where Boeing's market value is already down, was in trend with Alaskan Airlines after the accident and death of John Burnett. Their stocks have taken a hit again. Boeing's role between passengers and airlines trust is broken in restoring it back. Maybe it will take Boeing the next several years. Will like and share your love. Thank you very much for your kind comments in next great video.